Hello and welcome to World History World Leaders. And this week we have three countries that we're going to get to know their world leaders, and they are going to be Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Japan. And one of these world leaders had to renounce his U.S. citizenship in order to run for president of his country. Two of them, one has a PhD and one has an MBA. And another one of these leaders actually is married to a socialite and former famous disc jockey in their country, and often contradicts the ideologies of her husband. So let's take a look at them. Here they are, world leaders. Okay, Afghanistan is Ashraf Ghani, Pakistan is Mamnoon Hussein, and Japan is Shinzo Abe. All right. And these are numbers 28, 29, and 30 on your list. Okay, let's take the pointer and go ahead and make sure that you know where these countries are. All right, we have Japan over here. It is not a very large island, and it's extremely educated, economically off the charts. And the story and history about Japan really is based on teaching, its citizens technology and skills. And that's why they do so amazing. Here we have Pakistan, and Afghanistan is above it. All right, let's go ahead and get to know these leaders. It's very interesting stuff this week. Some of them are super interesting. Okay, so first we have Ashraf Ghani. They are elected for 5 years in renewable one time, so a total of 10 years is what they can serve if they're elected. He was an anthropologist by his education, by trade. He's also been the chancellor of Kabul University, so he's also served in higher education administration. He is the one who's married to Rula. She's actually an American, Lebanese dual citizenship. He came to America. He has a PhD, and he got his master's at Johns Hopkins and PhD, I believe, at Columbia University, both in the United States, trained in the United States, or educated in the United States. He has written for the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal. So very, very learned president of Afghanistan. Very interesting. Here are some pictures of him. He had to renounce his citizenship in the United States when he lived there. He became a citizen in order to run. He had to renounce it. Okay. The next person we have is Mamnoon Hussein. Ooh, we need to get pictures of him. Sorry about that. Mamnoon Hussein. Images. All right, here he is. He is the president or prime minister of Pakistan, president, I believe, and his term is 5 years and renewable one time. He was a businessman by trade, and he's the 12th president. His family comes from a long line of shoe traders, and he was in the textile business, and he has a master's in business as well. All right. All right, that's Mamnoon. Next person we have is the Prime Minister of Japan, and his name is Shinzo Abe. He was appointed by the emperor. They still have an emperor, but it's an elected emperor. Like if they have a parliament. Their parliament is actually called a diet, and there's two houses. And they actually elect him, and there is no term limit. So it just depends on how long his party is in power, like the majority. And he's the 57th Prime Minister of Japan. He's the one who's married to a socialite and a former disc jockey. And it says that often she is of a party that she speaks out and disagrees with her husband on many occasions. And she's the daughter of a president of a chocolate company in Japan. So he married like a chocolate heiress, or, someone who grew up, living off money made from chocolate, which is amazing. They call his type of economics, they call it Abenomics because that's his last name, which I thought that was interesting. His mom was a daughter of a prime minister, and he has a grandpa and a dad. His dad and grandpa were both politicians as well in Japan. They don't have any children, and it actually said that they had tried many times an infertility treatments or fertility treatments in order to have children, and they were not successful. So he doesn't have any children. Just some really interesting things about the 3 world leaders this week. All right, have a great evening.